Cheers and welcome to Tea Time with Tanya. I think that's what I'm going to call this journey, this video journey, is Tea Time with Tanya. Afternoon tea. So I just actually shot the video and I started to replay it and I said, no, this is me talking about something versus actually getting really personal and really sharing from my experience. So what I was talking about was the creation, because I just got off the phone with two women to help me co-create the first Tribal Truth co-ed event in San Diego. But what I really want to share and what I really need to disclose as part of the process and the journey that this video challenge is all about is, okay, so what's really going on for me and what has been my process of wanting to bring the men into Tribal Truth. Why have I been feeling this calling and really trusting my intuition here? So I've had a very interesting journey with the masculine. Myself, leading from a very masculine place since I was little, playing sports and being a tomboy and wanting to be in the boys' line and not really liking girls as a little girl myself. So I have that whole piece of my masculine leadership approach, and more recently learning how to soften into my feminine and lead from that place. So there's that aspect, and then there's the pattern that I've had around my relationship with men, where I take on projects. I tend to get in relationships with a lot of men who need me to save them, or who I think I want to save. So I take on that martyr role of wanting to help and to fix and to save. And where is this coming from? I had to really look, and I think it's coming from this, like, having to prove myself. And there's something that needs to, for me, be healed around my wounded masculine that keeps showing up. This hasn't been in every relationship. I've been in some awesome relationships with some very healthy men, but I've seen this pattern over time. And so back in December, I've been having this conversation about bringing the men into Tribal Truth since September, when I went to Long Dance, where there were 15 men who held space and held the container for 125 women to go through ritual. It was extremely powerful, especially the morning. It was an all-night ritual. In the morning, the men came up and lined the ridgetop and did this morning song, and it just sent shivers down all of our spines and had most of us in tears, feeling so held and supported and protected by the men who were really willing to be those warriors and hold space for us women to do the work that we had come there to do. So fast forward December, I'm at a retreat and I'm sharing this Long Dance story with a man, and he says, Tanya, there's something there for you that still needs to be healed before the men could come into Tribal Truth. It's like, I don't know what it is yet. And I would just suggest praying for it. Just pray. So I have been. And then a man showed up who wanted to start Tribal Truth Men, the Divine Brotherhood. And we've just been going through a process of a lot of healing and around him and around me, and just really embodying the work. And what I got is, I don't need to be healed to bring the men in. It's actually through the process of bringing the men in that I will then be healed, and the women around me will be healed, and the men will also heal. It's only through the embodied experience that we can do the true healing that we are desiring and that the world is needing right now. And what I realized is I was trying to find partnership with a man to create this space for the men to come into Tribal Truth. Versus looking at, well, what if we just flip this whole equation around? What if we actually have a feminine container to hold the empowered masculine? Now that's different, right? Because it's normally the masculine container that allows the feminine flow. What if we did the opposite? And so today, as I got out of bed and I thought, what are the 3 things I'm working on right now? I'm working on the Live It 2013 event on January 25th. I want to create this co-ed launch event, and I'm also doing the Tribal Truth Speaks series. Where am I most inspired? And immediately it was this co-ed event in February. And what I learned through this process is what is that nagging feeling? And it's not just a nagging feeling of like the men want to come into Tribal Truth. We need to bring the men in, right? Like there's like this urge and this like, it feels like this welling like that keeps taking over. And then there's like the inspiration of, okay, there's this urge, but there's also like this divine light inspiration. It's both a heaviness and a lightness that I'm experiencing. And that's what I felt today. And when I felt both, I immediately got into action. I went on a walk. It came through. I need to have 4 women to co-create and facilitate this event. That's the container. So here's the process. I went through that like listening, journaling, walking. So the movement piece is so important. And then immediate action. And the conversations that I had, and it was like whoever came into my head of the 3 women who like literally appeared visually in my head during my walk are the ones I've reached out to today. And it was like immediate confirmation, yes. This is the flow. This is where I want to create from. And this is where I'm creating from. And this is co-creative leadership. I'm co-creating with the divine. And now I'm co-creating with others in collaboration with my community. And it flows effortlessly. I'm just like astounded right now, like how easy life can be if I'm constantly in this space that I'm in right now. So, want to hear from you. What have you gotten from this video for yourself around feminine flow, around divine inspiration? And has this happened to you? Share your story, your experience, because I'm learning from you just as much as you're learning from me. This is a co-creative journey that we're going through. Remember, it's the art of co-creative leadership. So as I'm creating a video each day, I want you to participate and have your experience and to share and to allow this to be inspiration for you to put your voice out there in the comment section. Can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you tomorrow.